So Lasagna got the "We Are Listening" meme, like, and actually did it, and they brought us like 3 AoE archers of each card type back to back. Now, is Tomitomo the most meta AoE archer? No, but he's decent. He's not meant for big bursts. He's meant for boss fights. Takasugi, Durga, they are extremely modern AoE archers. Like, obviously, I don't have her yet. I haven't done the summons. If I would be doing them on stream, either on Twitch or YouTube. Yeah, Durga, she's... I wasn't expecting this fire. So, fandom is not fully updated, but Atlas is. Base attack 12.8k for an archer. I think... it goes without saying that this is probably the highest attacking archer in the game, like by a landslide. Like, Ibuki is seen as like a pinnacle saber because she has like the highest attack out of like sabers. Like, her attack is monstrous compared to like most other sabers. Kali or Durga, Kali, they are both the same thing. They fit the bill too. They have really high attack that's gonna help with all the Castoria scaling. I'm only using fandom for like the numbers because they have it updated, and I'll like every once in a while I'll go back and double check if the numbers are the same. Max HP very low. This servant is a farmer. They are a farmer. They have, from what I remember, 0 survivability. Their survivability is killing things until they're dead. Star Shadow Magician. Oh, okay. So they've been working, but they haven't been designing servants. Itaya Noriko. Yeah, Sakura. She's voiced by Sakura. Like, this is 100% a Sakura face. I'm pretty sure it says it in her dialogue, but this Kali Durga is a Sakura face. Which is why she's getting so much love. Let's be real. Star Gen, Star Weight, these are normal archer numbers, but you're not... The quick, like, her quick cards are good, like, for an archer. They're good for an archer, but they're not going to be doing some crazy stuff. 0.3% MP gain. This is why I say she is a farmer. She is, like... Her gains have to be this low based on her MP hit count. They always have to do this. And if you think this is low for a farmer, just remember Ibuki has a 0.37 with 5 hit arts MP. Just keep that in mind. This number, as shown with Summer Valks, doesn't mean the end of the world. These hit counts, though, all like 4 hits on arts, 4 hits on quick. Like, they're extremely modern. What can I say? What can I say? They're extremely modern. They didn't give her dog shit hit count. Is this gonna matter that much? No, her base stats are shit, but she is not supposed to be doing brave chains. That's not how she's supposed to operate. She is an art spammer. You are clicking art chains all the time, whether it's with her or with your sports. You are always clicking arts card. That's what her kit is going to tell you too. First skill, started off strong, 50% battery, and overcharges the entire party skill 1 time 3 turns. Holy shit. And that's her first skill. Like, what? Like, how can this be bad? How is it that your first skill is a 50% battery and people can possibly think this is gonna be a bad servant? Doesn't matter. Like, already, like, you're already set up for a farmer. Most farmers don't even have a 50% battery. They're lucky if they get 30. Very strong. And I mean that for art servants. I mean that in particular for art servants. They're lucky if they get a 30. Second skill, Invul, 3 attacks, 3 turns. Okay, she has some survivability. She has some. Quick up, 20%. Buster up, quick up, 20%. Arts up, 20%. When I first went through this, I'm like, why is she all cards 20%? That makes no sense. It's such a low buff, but it'll get her passes to make up for it, and it would make sense then. Third skill, MP damage up 30%, 3 turns. This reminds me of Summer Comma. Unlike Summer Comma, this has nothing to do with charm. All command cards change to arts. There is another servant that has a skill like this. Her name is Artoria, and she turns all her cards Buster. She turns all the cards arts, and there's also a good reason to do this. This means it is ridiculously easy to do arts chains with. So your supports will be able to pop their MPs and boost up Kali even more. This skill, and cherry on top, ignore Invul for 1 turn. If there was a servant that, if you wanted to bring them to a challenge quest, even though I haven't seen her actual MP damage, if you want to bring her to a challenge quest, she's built like a farmer, but she kind of can do challenge quests that require that. What I mean is, there are some challenge quests where you need to be critting down a boss, so you need to have really good DPS. But there are also other challenge quests that you just need to keep going, just non-stop, keep looping, taking out the trash ads, doing what damage you can. The Summer Bunyan event is the one I want to I always bring up the most for what challenge quests were specifically catered to you, AoE wave playing repeatedly, and that was 2 million health and you had to keep killing. Something like this where you have the options is very, very helpful. This performing, maybe not, if you're doing it yourself, you are going to notice this greatly. If you are, for someone like me who's always doing low supports, 3-star supports with a Castoria, or trying to make 6C work, this is a game changer, because when you're doing setups like that, you're hyper focused on MP management. You're hyper focused on trying to make sure your farmer is going to be able to kill and loop despite what you're the hill you're literally trying to push them up. When you pop this turn 1, you'll pretty much guarantee you have an arts chain, because you're having Kali's MP, and then if you have any of her other cards instantly turned into an arts card. Then you pop, or then you have one of your sports cards. This is mainly for if you only get one of your supports arts cards, you can't do an arts chain. This will brute force you to have a better chance of actually doing it, because you just need one of her cards. So keeping that in mind, is this something you need to pop on turn 1, or you can save it for turn 2? I feel you definitely should not be waiting until turn 3 before you pop this skill. This is definitely a user's judgment skill. If popping this, because it's EP damage, you should be popping at skill 1. But if you know you're gonna have the damage to be able to loop for the next turn, and she also has this 50% battery, so you can take that risk. You can as long as you can kill, your refund might not be the best. You might want to hold off for next turn, just so you're guaranteed to have your sports MPs ready for wave 3 to brute fully nuke your opposition. I think it's really, really cool that they're starting to put this on more servants, because Artoria being the only one that did this, it was kind of lackluster. Yes, we have 2 servants that swapped MP types by skill. Now you have 2 servants that swap command codes by skill. When I first read this, I originally thought it was swapping MP type, and then I actually And I was like, okay, cool. And then I saw that this swaps command codes and like, oh crap, holy shit, this is good. In a boss fight, this also allows you to do full arts brave chains, but she's not meant for crit. The problem with doing arts brave chains is like I would want to be critting, so I get as much refund as possible over like trying to go for like good damage for the brave chain. Because like, again, you're not gonna get much out of the extra attack. You're really not. It's not something you should be trying to do. I know I'm usually like always mentioning like extra attack would help you out, extra attack refund. Yeah, no, this is not a servant that you're worried about that. You are farming. Passive skills. This is why her card buffs are so low. Debuff resist 20% base. Riding A 10% quick. This also does mean Britomart actually has archers you can nuke. So keep that in mind. You can use Britomart to actually kill. Independent action C, Goddess Essence B, 42.5% base debuff resistance, 10% arts and 10% crit damage from her last passive. So she does have 30% arts and 30% quick. It makes sense. She doesn't need to care about her buster card. Yes, it's 5 hits, but it's not that good. She doesn't have the crit damage. And mana loading, 100% get mana loading. You will be very. It will open up so many more doors for your setups. It lets you start from 0 earlier. Like you'll have one less battery you have to worry about that you can put on like a support, so they MP like a little sooner. I have no like. This is something you have to take into consideration though. She is a farmer. You get berserkers all the time in your nodes. Having berserker append on an AoE archer like this, really appealing. Really appealing. Do I think this is better than mana loading? No, because this is situational. While this helps you like run black rail setup. So definitely mana loading over this, but I would pick this over extra attack 100%. So you MP2 Kali enjoyers, that's what you're leveling. I know. NP 8 hit AoE arts. Deals damage to all enemies, reduces their defense, happens after damage. Truly unfortunate. Like, the only offensive buff she is missing is an attack buff. That's it. And who is the #1 art support that is known for giving fat attack buffs? Oh right, Castoria. The Kali didn't need attack buffs. Castoria was going to give them to her. Normally we want supports to be able to like stand on their, I mean not supports, DPS servants to stand on their own and not have flaws in their kit built in because of the supports. This isn't a flaw. This is so that Castoria like just makes her so much better. She scales so much better with Castoria and just attack. She has extremely high base attack. You run her with a black rail, this jumps up to what, 1500, and then you put 2k foes on her. She's at 1700. She's not hitting Jolter numbers, but she's not that far off for a farmer. We don't really see arts loopers with that high of an attack stat. And because of like how high the attack stat is, with all these buffs multiplying together, like Sky attribute, MP damage, they add into each other, but literally everything else is multiplying. And again, this is conditional against if you're fighting Sky. This MP damage is obviously conditional if you're fighting, if you're like MPing or not. It doesn't. Defense happening after damage, unfortunate, but if you in her optimal team comp, like against a boss, you would be using Tamamo. You'd be using Tamamo for cooldown reduction to have as much uptime on this as possible. Have the invincibility whenever you want, be able to change to arts whenever you want, because that will enable your supports to keep their loops. Even if you're not MPing, this could make the difference of you doing an arts brave chain and MPing next turn and you not. Like, not in the same sense as Caster Da Vinci, but like similar. You want to be getting as much, you want to be popping your supports MPs as much as possible. Tamamo just like fits so well with the servant. I'm surprised some of her cooldowns are this low, honestly. This I don't, this could have been 6 and it, like, no one would have said shit about it, but they chose to make it 5 so that you'd have better uptime on this. Again, power mod is sky attribute and demonic enemies. So how often is this actually going to come up? How many demonic servants are sky attribute? Well, Ibuki, are you sky? Yes, okay. Oni Slayer. Earth. So she is super effective against all of these servants. I wanted to do the archers because that's when she has full class advantage. But we can check these Onis. Earth. Earth. Sky, Ibuki. Okay, so Durga is a Ibuki Slayer. I'm not surprised by that. Rodana. Yeah. Oh wait. Yeah, actually check these, because these are not okay. Doman is Earth. I'm not surprised by that. Earth. Okay. So the overlap isn't the highest, but demonic is an extremely common enemy trait that you deal with while you're farming. That's what makes this better. She is Murasaki in terms of like how often her niche comes up when she's farming. It is literally all of the time. Look, bringing it up again, look at all of these enemies. Like, so many trash mobs have the demonic trait. And again, sky attribute, not the biggest. Her niche isn't the biggest, I'll be real. And it sucks that most of the sky attribute servants are fucking lancers. That is some shit. That's a pile of horse shit. But sky attribute again, something that does come up in farming. That is her benefit. She is similar in nature to Sei. Very, very few times are all of her niches going to line up together. Very few times. But for a farmer, you don't need to do hyper specific damage to one type of enemy. You want to be spread out like this. It makes killing enemies a whole lot easier if you almost always have at least one extra buff on yourself. Moving back over here. Power mod against sky attribute, power mod against demonic. Solid. And I would be remiss if I did not actually put up her numbers. Where is Kali? Is she not on here? That doesn't seem right. Should be on here. Huh. Yeah, she's not on here yet. Unfortunate. Is she on here? Durga. Okay. Insane refund. Ooh, okay. I think this is misleading. Like, don't get me wrong, this is good damage. This is in line with her competition, like, obviously. But I don't know. I feel this is because you're not popping Castoria MPs. I feel oh well, the numbers don't lie. She is good, she hits hard, but she's not like completely decimating Zenobia and Jarcher, which makes sense. It makes sense. I'm sure if Dord did Oberon setups for these, especially Jarcher, they do similar things, but in Jarcher's case, there's no way she's overtaking Durga. Even though she has MP damage too, like, she shouldn't be overtaking it because Durga would scale better with Castoria. Her base attack, I believe, far exceeds Jarcher. Oh yeah, okay. 2,000 base attack higher. Yeah, these numbers are a little misleading. Pop Castoria MPs and you will be seeing ludicrous damage. And then that will scale well with Oberon like buffing the shit out of Durga's MP damage. Is Durga someone you need to be summoning for? Recently I've come into the issue where I don't have AoE archers. Yeah, I'm not gonna try that hard for Durga, but I'm gonna definitely try. Before I close out this video, I do want to like double check whether Durga is... She's limited. Okay. Just wanted to make sure on that. All right. This is Durga and Kali. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Peace. If you enjoyed this video, please drop a like, comment, sub, all that good YouTube stuff. I'm putting this at the end of the video because I'm really bad about selling out mid-video. So, thank you for watching.